students, welcome to our chemistry classmate. In today's session we shall learn some important expected models from the polymers. In this chapter mainly many questions are directly recognized answers, that means just like analogy type questions. So you know already four types of questions, maximum are recollecting and reminding the answers only. Apart from that, look at the first question. Ziegler-Natta catalyst is. So it is one of the important catalyst which is used in the synthesis of polymers. Okay, so directly you have to remember that is R3Al and TiCl4. Okay, alkyl aluminium and titanium chloride. Look at the next question. Which of the following contains isoprene units? Natural rubber, nylon 610, Dacron, polyethylene. So you know it is direct answer. Isoprene unit is the natural rubber. What is isoprene unit? Generally this is the structure of isoprene. Okay, this is generally C5H8. Is it clear? Right. Look at the next question. Which of the following monomers gives the polymer neoprene on polymerization? Polymer neoprene. So what is a neoprene monomer? First of all, this is monomer of neoprene. Is it okay? Then what is the appropriate answer now here? So which is the correct one? See there. As per this, see there, this structure is matched. So this is the monomer of neoprene. So if we are taking the n number of monomers, we'll get the polymer. Is it clear? Next question, see there. Bakelite is formed. Bakelite is a product formed from. So bakelite you must be required. What are the contents you required here? So generally one phenol required and one formaldehyde required. Reaction of formaldehyde and phenol. Suppose if you take by the structure you can understand easily. So if you take phenol plus HCHO, in the presence of H plus, they polymerized, they form bakelite. You know this is the bakelite structure. So you can take a structure like this, CH2, so OH, like that n number it is continuously present. Generally in the switchboards it is the strongest polymer. So direct remembrance only. So HCHO versus phenol. So look at the next question. Which of the following is a biodegradable polymer? So this is also direct answer. PHBV is the biodegradable. Remaining all are polymers, but they are not biodegradable. They cannot dissolving in the earth particles. So look at the next question. Which of the following polymer is prepared from the caprolactam? You know caprolactam or epsilon caprolactam. It is generally it gives generally nylon 6 because it contains the 6 carbons. So C double bond O NH CH2 5 times C double bond O. So generally this is the structure of nylon 6. Is it okay? Because one is outside. Sorry, here one is outside. So 5 carbons, 1 carbon, 6 carbons. This is one outside. This is coming from caprolactam. So generally it is a 6-member structure with NH. Is it okay? So this is also directly remembering question only. In this also nothing logic is there. Right. Look at the next question. So given the polymers A equal to nylon 6, B equal to Buna S, C equal to polythene, arrange these in increasing order of their intermolecular forces. So intermolecular forces lower to higher. So nylon 6, Buna S and polythene. These if you arrange the order among all, nylon 6 has the more, then Buna S is next one is polyethylene. So you know that Buna S is the rubber. Which type of rubber do you know? That is one of another name also there, that is also called as cold rubber. Okay, Buna S rubber is one of the commonly used synthetic rubber. So it is a random copolymer formed by the emulsion, and it is a mixture of 1:3 butadiene and styrene. Remember that Buna S is the mixture of 1:3 ratio of butadiene and styrene. Is it okay? It is also called as a cold rubber. Remember that this is also one of the important point regarding this. Is it clear? Right. In this also just intermolecular forces. So just reminding only. In this also logics are not there. In this topic maximum recognition and remembrance only. If you observe the next question, which one of the following example addition polymer? So you know mainly two types of polymers, addition polymers and condensed polymers especially. So if you observe that this Dacron is the one of the type of synthetic condensed polymer. This is synthetic, so it is not example of addition. Remaining all are additional polymers only. Addition thing but just two or more compounds or two or more monomers just added. So best example PVC, polyvinyl chloride. So vinyl groups, two vinyl groups are merged like that, it is continuously linked many times. That is why polyvinyl. CH2 double bond CHCl n times if it is linked, that is polyvinyl. So almost alkene structures are present in this. So this Dacron only example of synthetic condensed polymer. Is it clear? Right. Look at the next question. Formation of polythene from the calcium carbide takes place as the following reactions. See there, CaC2 plus 2H2O gives CaOH taken twice plus C2H2. C2H2 plus H2 gives C2H4. N number of C2H4 converting into polythene. So the amount of polyethylene obtained from the 64 kg of CaC2. 64 kg of CaC2. So if you observe that all are balancing equations. Here very simple technique is, what is the molecular weight of CaC2? So 40 plus 24, 64. So 64 grams gives, what is the molecular weight of one CH2? 24 plus 4, 28. So 64 grams gives 28 grams of polymer. How much they are given? 64 kg of calcium carbide given. Then how many kgs of polythene will get? 28 kgs. Is it clear? It is a simple stoichiometric question. 64 grams gives 28 grams of polymer. 64 kg how much? So 28 kg. Is it clear? Right. This is also one of the important model. Look at this question. In a polymer sample, 30% of molecules have the molecular mass 20,000, 40% have 30,000 and rest have 60,000. What is the weight average molecular mass of the polymer? This is a very important model. So weight average molecular mass, what is the formula, do you know? Weight average molecular mass MW equal to sigma Ni square by sigma Ni into Mi. Ni represents number of molecules. M represents their mass. So here observe here 30%, 40%. So 30 out of 100, 30 particles, 30 molecules have 20,000. That means 30 into 20,000 whole square plus 40% have 30,000. That means 40 into 30,000 whole square. And rest have 60,000. Rest nothing but see that 30 plus 40, 70. Remaining how much? 30. So 30 into 60,000 whole square. Is it clear? Plus divided by NiMi. That means 30 into 20,000 plus 40 into 30,000 plus 30 into 60,000. Is it clear? So if you simplify, you will get 4, 3, 3, 3, 3 and so on. So then what is our answer? This one. Is it clear? So if you remember this formula, you will get the weight average molecular weight. For suppose if they are asking the number average molecular weight, that is Mn bar equal to sigma Ni Mi by sigma Ni. Remember that. two types of molecular weights polymers have. Weight average molecular weight, this formula. This is number average molecular weight. So our answer completed already. Number average, if they are asked, this is the formula. Number average how to identify? So 30 into 20,000 plus 40 into 30,000 plus 30 into 60,000 divided by 30 plus 40 plus 30 means 100. What will get if you simplify? 36,000. The given sample molecular weight is 36,000. So generally these two are the ways to identify the molecular weight of polymers. Is it clear? So I hope you understood all the questions. So next video we will meet again with few more important models. Thank you.